Yeah, let's talk about how some of our companies are leaving Nigeria. We have Procter and Gamble, the latest one that left the country because of the current economic hardship in the country. Now the president is going out of the country to seek investors, and investors are leaving. What's your take?
Uh, it's not a surprise for me that is happening now. Um, this economy, till now, Nigeria has never found a blueprint on how to run a very stable economy, and it has been an issue the government, the leadership of this country have not been able to solve. The Nigerian economy, ab initio, have been in comatose for a very long time. There's no solution yet. We have not found solution, and companies are folding. There are speculations everywhere. You know, most of these companies you are seeing are just relying on old stock, and once they run out of that old stock, they might not be able to, continue because of the dollar rate to naira, and some other factors like no electricity, no road, no infrastructure that can actually add to some of these companies' value in terms of production. That is why they are leaving. More are going to leave. They are going to leave. There's no two ways about it. Tinubu going to outside to seek for investors. Well, Tinubu is a gambler. You look at him very well. You know, the man is a gambler. He doesn't. He believes he's gambling with Nigerian resources. He's gambling with Nigerian wealth. He's gambling with Nigerian future. He's gambling with everything that has to do with. He's gambling with the lives and properties of Nigerians. So what are we going to expect from him? Which investor has he brought? Yeah, those just brought nothing. The Dubai we are hearing investors, all of them are just audio propaganda. Me, I don't. Tinubu is just there to just, let him. He want to feel, have that tag as president. He has nothing upstairs.
He has an economic team. I don't know if they're not advising him on the current realities.
I don't know who and who. Is it Wike? The Wike is the head of. Who is the head of? I don't know the kind of economy and the people who are actually surrounding him. To run this voodoo economy. This is a voodoo economy. It's an audio economy. Whatever they are saying they are doing is on the audio. We are not seeing the reality of it.
My point is that Nigerians are at the receiving end. For those that have children, how do you get pampers?
Nigerians are always at the receiving end. There's no time that Nigerians. Don't be surprised one day you wake up one day and you hear that Guinness is gone. You wake up one day, you hear that picnic is gone. You wake up one day, you hear a lot of companies are folding up. That is the nature of leadership. It's not about, you see, all these guys, all these when I go, they say I'm talking about, they don't have anything. They lack. Hand over a Yoruba man, a company to a Yoruba man, he will flood that place completely. There's no two ways about it. He will destroy it. They are not bureaucratically inclined in anything. All they know is just sit down in office and siphon money. That's their nature. They are not industrious. They are not proactive. Yorubas and Hausas have ruled Nigeria for over 60 years now. What are we saying? What have they achieved? But Republicans in this country, we know them, who they are, that they have not been in government for one day, are making adding serious value to this stupid country called Nigeria. I'm not telling you.
Looking at
No, I'm
the
not.
word.
Nigeria is a stupid nation, a cost nation. See, it's high time they realize who they are, what they are in, the better for them. That's just the truth. Look at somebody flew a whole military jet and went there to bomb civilians. Bomb civilians under Tinubu's nose. My brother, this country is, I don't know, it's just upside down.
So what's the solution if you want to,
It's integration because it's not working.
aside this
This
integration?
bros, when we talk about, let me tell you, when I talk about disintegration in this aspect, I'm talking about absolute grand restructuring, dismantling all these criminals. I call themselves Tinubu. These are criminals now, drug addicts coming to rule Nigeria. Look at the way they are messing everything up. They have messed up the judiciary, they have messed up the INEC, they are messing up everything. The real Democrats are not nowhere to be found because they cannot stand their name, their image being rubbished because of the kind of politics we play in Nigeria.
So let's talk about Dangote now. Some people are saying it's a good news that NFP is going to supply them barrels of oil and they are going to start working.
Let me tell you, Dangote Refinery is a fraud. That is just the truth. What you are seeing there is a complete fraud. Fraudsters, group of collabo of fraudsters came together to set up Dangote Refinery. I said again, group of fraudsters, looters, national treasury looters came together to set up Dangote Refinery. So what are you seeing
So
here?
even though it works and it's functioning, it will not benefit the country.
How is it going to function? The one that Dangote set up, all the indomie, all the cement, everything, has Nigeria benefited from it? We are buying a bag of cement for 6,000 naira, and when they go outside the country, they sell it at 1,500. It's a fraudulent nation. Everybody is a fraud. There's no two ways about it. The system is fraudulent.
So what's your advice to Nigerians at this moment?
Disintegration. When I talk about disintegration in this regard, I'm talking about absolute and total restructuring, dismantling of this type of democracy. Reconstitution. People-oriented constitution. Let every local government, every state, every region take care of itself. That is just the way to go.
Okay, thank you very much. God bless you for your contribution. Mr. Matthew.
Good morning, Chris.
The Dangote Refinery, it will start working. And someone says it's good news for the country. What's your take?
Of course, it's a good news because whether we like it or not, Nigerian economy will benefit from it immensely in terms of supplying our economy. But the issue is even worrisome that federal government have acquired 20% equity in that refinery, have before now refused, I wouldn't say refused, have not been able to supply that refinery crude to take off, with an excuse that they have committed their crude to their foreign partners in terms of who they trade with. But for me, I think in terms of priority, that refinery should have gained attention of federal government when you prioritize who you should sell to, because it has been agreed and proven that if we refine locally, that the price of gasoline will come down drastically.
It has been agreed.
It is understood.
Understood, okay.
That the price of gasoline will come down drastically. Even if you say it's agreed, because if you do conversation on it, I think we'll come to that conclusion. Because if you are bringing a refined product, you are spending money bringing it here. So if you are refining here, the cost of bringing it would have been removed from the cost. So invariably, it's cheaper to refine here than to bring refined products.
You are saying the price of fuel will come down.
I mean the price of gasoline, premium motor spirit
will come down.
I've not done the arithmetic to know the percentage.
Because I'll hold you to your word, sir.
Definitely it will come down. I've not, except some person who want to be fraudulent. Logically speaking, the price must come down because you are removing the burden of conveying it from whatever you are producing back to Nigeria. So that cost of bringing it into Nigeria would have been removed. The other issue
to how many liters Nigeria consumes in a day,
No, it's
And
another
what
thing to
is
say
yeah?
whether the percentage the refinery will sell to our local market will be sufficient to take care of our local consumption, or we need to import to augment whatever we are getting from that refinery. The other issue is, I think all the modular refineries, the government was not circumspect in following through all the agreements they signed with those refineries. We understand that those refineries might not at the end of the day produce PMS. At best, they'll be producing some raw material that will be used for by all these rubber industries. So I think the government would have been more careful when they gave them licenses to put it on in black and white that if you are to float motor refinery in Nigeria, you must refine gasoline, premium motor spirit, which is very essential in our local economy.
Let's talk about Procter and Gamble. They are leaving the country because of the condition. The president is going out to look for investors, but some of our companies are leaving. What's your take?
The investors he is looking for might not come. When I look at the reasons adduced to by ZPNID, the reason is that it is about the the operational environment of Nigeria. It's not conducive. And if you go deeper into that issue, you understand that it must have something to do with the dollar policy, the unification of dollar at the official window. Because most of these companies import raw material. Like that PNID, I think they're into confectionery.
Procter and Gamble. Procter
Okay,
and
okay, there's
Gamble
another one that's into
always
there's another one that
NIB. They just left the country.
there's another one that's into confectionery that just left.
Yeah, yeah,
So most of them they import their raw material. And by the time the cost of importing raw material have increased because of government policy of inflation of dollar, definitely is impact on your end product. It's not surprising when the bakers of the Association of Nigeria other time said they were to improve, no, they were going to increase their products with 50%. I think the same is applicable, they are all in the same industry. So I think what the government need to do is to go back to the drawing board and look at that policy. We are not right for that policy. They should revise that policy.
They should regulate it all.
They should peg dollar at the official window. Because until we start producing, we diversify the economy and start producing, we say we cannot cultivate wheat here and have our flour maize. Or to get to that stage and look at other areas where we majorly import raw materials, and if we address it to the extent that we have local production in those areas, we may be right for that policy. But for now, I think we are not mature for that policy.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Machi. God bless you for your contribution.
Thank you for having me.